Well, good morning and welcome to today's live stream Anzac Day service from Australia's oldest operational army barracks, Anglesey Barracks here in Hobart. My name is Guy Barnett and I'm the Tasmanian Minister for Veterans Affairs. Anzac Day 2020 is like no other. Due to coronavirus, we're unable to meet together today and remember the sacrifice of our servicemen and women as we have in times past. However, our commitment to honour these brave Australians remains undimmed. Already today, the streets and homes of our cities, towns and regions have been silent shrines as we've stood at dawn and, in our own ways, remembered those who have served and reflected on the price of freedom. Our remembrance now continues with today's shortened Anzac Day service. The 25th of April 2020 marks the 105th anniversary of the landing of Australia and New Zealand troops at Anzac Cove, Gallipoli. Today we pay tribute to the service of all men and women of the Australian Defence Force, past and present, and especially those who have given their lives. We commence today's service by laying a tribute to our service personnel with the placing of wreaths. The first wreath will be placed by the Honourable Peter Gutwein, Premier of Tasmania. On behalf of the State Government, on behalf of the State Parliament and the people of Tasmania. The next wreath will be placed by Mr. Robert Dick, State President of RSL Tasmania, on behalf of all veterans. I now introduce the Honourable Peter Gutwein, Premier of Tasmania, to give today's address.
Well, thank you, Minister Barnett, and if I could acknowledge Robert Dick, the State President of the RSL. Pay my respects to the traditional and original owners of this land and acknowledge elders past, present and emerging. Anzac Day has, and always will be, a day that as a country we pause to remember those who on our behalf and for our benefit have served and have sacrificed so much. This year Anzac Day will be different to years gone by. There will be no dawn service attended by thousands of people. There will be no march. There will be no crowds. There will be few floral tributes laid. However, what will remain, what will endure, will be the deep affection, the deep respect, the deep admiration that we feel for those men and women who have served so that we all can live without fear and oppression. This year Anzac Day will be a day of quiet but powerful reflection, a day where our personal thoughts and prayers will be our way of honouring those who have and are still serving. Today, through small actions like turning on a porch light or standing in silence in our driveway, we will provide the recognition that so many deserve. Through these small actions, we acknowledge, we remember, and we say thank you, whilst also ensuring that we protect the health and safety of our veterans, their families, and our community. This year, to remember, to honour, and to protect the health of those who have served and have protected our way of life, Tasmanians across this state will be staying home. However, today we honour all who have served with Australia's Defence Forces, all who have served and sacrificed for peace. Today we remember and recognise the service of all those who have served with Australia's Defence Forces, and we also remember the role of Australia's Defence personnel as peacekeepers and peacemakers for over 70 years. Today, We thank with deep gratitude the more than 10,500 veterans in Tasmania who have contributed to the safety and security of our way of life. They have provided immeasurable contributions to our communities. This Anzac Day marks the 105th anniversary of the landing at Gallipoli. During the Great War, generations of Australians were lost. From a population of fewer than 5 million, 416,809 men and women enlisted, of which more than 60,000 were killed and 156,000 wounded, gassed or taken prisoner. 2,432 Tasmanians lost their lives from the 15,485 Tasmanians who enlisted to service during the war. A further 40,000 Australians have lost their lives since in active service in World War II and subsequent conflicts across the globe. To those that have gone before us, to those who are still with us, and to all those who currently serve, be assured that your dedication, your bravery and your efforts for peace will never be forgotten. Comradeship, courage, endurance, initiative and mateship. These are some of the words used to describe the incredible spirit and bravery that occurred at Gallipoli. It is this spirit that our current service men and women exemplify. This spirit was captured in the deeds of Simpson with his donkey at Gallipoli. Comradeship, courage and sacrifice, and importantly, others before self. And whilst I would not dare compare the hardship or the sacrifice that our veterans have faced in many theatres of combat to the challenges before us now, it is this spirit that all of us must now call upon. Today we face our own challenges. Today an invisible enemy is upon our shore. An invisible enemy that has already taken too many lives. The Anzac spirit has never been more important, never been more needed, and has never been more evident than through the selfless actions of our health professionals, our police and emergency services, our Defence Force, and importantly those Tasmanians who simply go to work in both the public and private sectors to keep our industries and our communities going. It is evident in the kindness shown within communities as food and supplies are dropped at a neighbour's door, or by the phone call or text just to a mate asking if they're okay. It is this spirit that unites us as a community. It is this spirit that was evident in those that fought and died to protect our freedoms that we are so thankful for. And it is this spirit that we will once again use to get us through the challenges that we now face. As a community, in this time of need, whilst we can't physically come together, we must, as one, stand together. This morning, it has been an honour, and it has certainly been my privilege to have been able to speak with you. Thank you. May you all stay safe, lest we forget.
Thank you, Premier, for that most moving tribute. I now call upon Mr. Robert Dick, State President of RSL Tasmania, to recite the ode. This will be followed by the last post, 1 minute's silence, and the rouse.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget.
Thank you for that, Robert and Ashley. This concludes this morning's short service, and I want to thank you for joining us. I acknowledge RSL Tasmania, the Tasmanian Government, the Australian Defence Force, ABC Radio and ABC News Tasmania for their support in making this service live stream possible. I encourage Tasmanians to take the opportunity today to say thank you to someone that you know who is a veteran or a current serving member of the Australian Defence Force. Good morning, and lest we forget.